What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Late review, but that's okay. I actually had a pretty busy day, you know, um, and today actually went pretty smooth. Not for nothing. As the days and the months, grow into my career, I'm just realizing that a lot of this stuff is just reaction and things that I see on the book now over and over and over again, and how structure opens up into market and how things react to certain daily setups and gap fills areas and things like that. It's just getting it's kind of like it's getting a lot easier. Is trading easy? No, but being able to just stay calm and navigate throughout the day on some of these setups is very humbling at this point. Okay, I'm gonna go over a few names. I'm gonna go over. I nailed an awesome trade on Tesla, and the rest of these names I kind of felt a little dirty in small cap land. I scalped, but there were still 20% moves. All right, nothing too crazy. The Momo to me wasn't too crazy until later, and sometimes you get bursts of volume, and I'll show you. But I definitely want to go over my Tesla trade. Daily wise, Tesla, to me, Tesla right now is just trading in this range, right? So anywhere it could trade anywhere in this range right here, particularly maybe like 10 points, 8 points, things like that, 5 points, 6 points. So I drew a zone earlier on Tesla from a while back down here, and right now to me we're trading in this zone. Okay, I miss in small caps. I missed kind of like that open market long where things weren't really setting up the way I liked it. I tried a couple things that didn't work out, but this one in particular, I'm gonna bring this up. This was an amazing um, book trade for me. I see this relatively a lot, right? Let me go down to okay here. All right, I see this relatively a lot where I actually took this short at 254.90s on this one. I got $4 per share on this one. Um, I really like to see it. I like the trade structure, right? I'm big on structure. Same thing with JRET. So I like to look for some lower high retest things that I like to see squeeze really quick. So Tesla tested this liquidity up here and pulled back and curled. Um, when Tesla has been strong, especially that run up on this particular daily right here, this thing over here, right here, this thing had so many bids following this up. I mean, book flips, bids. So we're trading at the daily, and to me, this thing is having a lack of bids on the book. I took the short right here, looking for a lower high fail, right? Once I saw this, I waited. I do this a lot with Tesla. I wait for liquidity to be tested and to be traded into. And then once I see it not breaking out or no bid follow up, and then I see an offer come back down again, that's when I take my shorts. As soon as I saw this not break out, come down here and stall, I immediately started taking that short. Then I started to add a little more because of this conviction right here. All right. Now I saw that there wasn't a big appetite on the best offer. Right. Same thing I talk about small caps. Right. I actually, one of my buddies asked me today. I was like, I learned how to trade small cap with small caps using the book, but from watching large caps and seeing how they react off liquidity. So that small caps happen a lot faster, and then after that they're just diluting and bagging everybody. Okay, so after that, these are some important key levels. Anywhere there was recent liquidity levels, right? So all this is very important. Once we swipe all this liquidity and now we're starting to pull back and there's no bid support and there's no appetite on the buy side. So to me, right here, there's this whole area of openness, right? Obviously there is bids and stuff like that. Once it started to fail, any area that there was bid support holding up, now I'm zooming in, right? Super important. Any areas that I'm breaking down into right here and then being retested, I want to see that fail, right? So that's nice, right? So this is a previous area of interest. Sellers come in, the sellers are in control. Buyers try to step up into a previous area and then it fails and they have more offers coming down in. So this is what really makes me hold trading this. This does it multiple times. This is another important pocket area. Definitely want to see this area fail. This could not reclaim this previous area on Tesla, and then we started to continue to the downside. All right, that was very, very nice. Some good book flips right here. Right, bidder sells through it, and an offer immediately pops up, stays heavy. I did cover into this area. This no longer broke down. All right, this area was not failing. So if, just again, like all those liquidity pockets right here, eventually this actually showed some strength, some bids. They definitely had a nice front runner down here, 29K at 250. So that was important. And then we started to higher low, retest these liquidity pockets. So I did cover a huge chunk down here, and then I set some stops, some trail stops, and ended up getting stopped out for the rest. And then it made it actually a huge reclaim. And then I just completely did not catch this move down here, but that's okay. All right, that was the Tesla recap. It's beautiful. If you guys use the book and you're trading small cap, guys, go see how large caps trade, right? That's how you'll be able to understand and visualize more of this liquidity, how things are being tested, how they react, and situations like that, right? All right. After that, let's see. I did trade NASS. This one is actually a great one. Another one. Took a while on this one too. Shout out to like Jay, market maker in my room, and a couple other guys on this one. Really good trade. And actually, I think a lot of people caught this, and this made up for a lot of people's losses from a lot of the small caps not working. I didn't really size into this, but I held. I got a 20% move. I did not hold and wait for this. This is where I said I felt a little dirty because I did scalp this. Once this started to break out and squeeze, I kind of took a lot off, and I didn't really have a lot of size to begin with. But it was really nice. This was 20% return. It was really nice. NASS, I really, really like this down here. Okay, very similar to what I was talking about. All right. Um, Actually, I had 657s. All right, so this had a huge dump real quick, right? There's a whether shorts are chasing this short and there's slippage, and now there's a big seller or sellers trying to shove this down right here. This did not fail. This is a previous area of swiping up, right? Try to swipe down. Then this started to put in some higher lows right here, but there was buyers really interested in these areas. Okay, I actually waited. Again, I waited, and sometimes I misplace, but sometimes I don't. Right? I waited for this upper liquidity magnet to be tested and see the reaction off that. And then to me, this was a nice zone. To me, this is a breakdown zone, right? Getting really familiar without even pulling up on my chart, but I actually did draw it out right here. So this is a breakdown zone right here. So I waited for this to break out and get retested, but I waited for this liquidity magnet to get tested. And then once we pulled back into here, I went long, right? Risking the lower zone trying to break down. And then actually the zone would have been a little bit lower from the candlesticks, but it did try up here. So to me, this was a breakdown zone. I had 657s on this one and held for $8. That was such a nice, 20%. And these names that traded 5, 6, 7, $8, it starts going and getting like $1.50, $2 return on this one. This one was particular $1, and then some more scales for $1.50 on that one. So that was that trade. That was really nice. Another one I did trade was TKLF later in the day. I also traded this one small too. This is another nice inside bar play on the daily. This did break out. I would right here, to me, this is a micro clear out. It tries really, really hard with a lot of volume. Let me go on the one, right here, max volume, 50% level 2. Micro clear out right here. So to me, this is a micro clear out. On this one, the volume on this one was 41 mil, yeah, later, but trying to trade this in here and size into it, I'm also at another point in my career where if there's not a lot of liquidity, I don't want to put on a lot of risk. I like to hold for moves, so if the move does happen, and it did, this is another 20% return. Yeah, I only got 20% on that one. It's actually a 26% move. But on that one, right, I don't want to oversize on things that don't have a lot of liquidity right away, right? Another really good book look to me on this one, okay? There's a lot of buyers. They're trying, almost looks like a hidden seller. Tries to break through real quick, comes down. Doesn't really break down, but this thing at one time would just kind of flush out real quick. So I avoided all this. I waited, right? I waited to see how this reacted because I missed this, right? Right? I'm not trading something like this. That's low liquidity right now, really ticking, not really showing a lot of strength yet. So I waited, right? So this is when I see volume start to actually come in. All right, relative volume starts to come in on this one. We start cranking, 2, 3, 4, 500K, and then this pulls back to a previous area of interest right here. But not only that, but it pulls back to an area where a lot of buyers were trying, and we finally break through these levels right here. So this was a great add right here. 66, 67s while this was pulling back into this area, and then it just took off. All right, these little spoof bids happen on the book. You gotta watch your level 2, level 2, Arca, Edgex, very active in it. But we retest these liquidities. We don't break down and it's squeezed out. Combination of chasers, slappers, algo, a lot of things. Particularly looking for this daily breakout, right? So this was really nice. We did have some micro pullbacks. Time and sales too, super important to watch while things are setting up to look for tape change or shift. A lot of selling, right? Maybe I need to take profits on that one. I like to sell into extensions. So every time we did extend, I did scale a little bit, right? I would pull back, I scaled a little bit. It's just something I like to do. Everyone trades different, right? This is a big target for me anyways right here. So I did take a lot of profit once this broke out to right here. That's why I said I only caught 20% with a little bit of size. This is a decent size on this one, but still I didn't go too heavy like I normally do when things are just trading, 100 million, 150, 200 mil, or cranking into 52-week high volume where it's steady 4 or 5 milli 1 minute candlesticks, right? I think towards high this tried, yeah, 1.3. All right, plenty other names that I trade that are cranking, 2 3 mil, 2 3 mil, 2 3 mil. I can get away with more size, but it's risk management. Beautiful day today. I think I traded one more name, but it was a scalp. So I use the book. So if I see things start to not work on the book, guys, I get out. Right. I don't really hesitate and wait anymore. Took a lot of losses, so you get to a point where it's just like how things should react. It's like, why is this not working, and why is that working? Like, why is this? Where are we setting up? Which structure are we in? Super important things. Jarrett and I talked about that today. It's so key. It's so key. What's the structure? How are we trading? How did the move get there at open? How did the move get there? Period. And then what's the range and the gap fill we're trading, right? Real quick before I go, 14 minutes trying to make this ONCO. I missed this one, right? I did try this small red on this one. Let's see. Small red I did try for these 27 holds. It just didn't really break out right here, and then I was done. I just let it stop me out, and then kind of went against me because I started to accumulate into here, so I didn't really have that perfect 27 average down here. But this thing is massive move, up only. Up only, runs into the 200. It fills the gap. I thought maybe particularly we get 38 backside, but 35 was enough. And then after that, it would just, it tries to rotate and dumps, tries to rotate and dumps. There's a couple times where I slapped 20, 20, 20, and all of a sudden I would see, a bid, huge 80K bid right underneath me for 2 seconds and it's gone. So a bunch of algos, the objective clearly was to sell off, fill the gap to the downside, right? Uh, After it did an up only squeeze, you know. Once I kind of stopped messing with this, that's when I focused on Tesla. Uh, a lot of these names too. It's like these small caps, man. They will squeeze out. 9:30 to 10, 10:30, and then boom, they're done. So that's all I got today, guys. Late recap. I had this stuff in my mind. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Much love. Peace out.